say one word to describe the experience in the program is an eye-opener.
One word to describe my experience in this program will be insightful.
One word that I would use to describe this program is unconventional, but in a good way.
You really see how it's gonna be, you know, in the real world, and when you have a real job, you really see how responsible you have to be, how on top of everything you have to be, and how you have to treat people with respect.
Considering that I do want to go into this field in the future as a career, learning about the different aspects of camera workshops, acting workshops, lighting workshops, it was very helpful considering that this is something I want to do.
I would say intricate. I like to use intricate because like Urgent Ink has this little in and outs because it's all about making you grow as a person and making you grow in your own specific type of way, not just generally, but your own specific type of way. Just like people have their ways of growing, people have their ways of coming out. It lets you grow specifically.
For other programs that my friends are in, the internships that they are in, it's more like restrictive. They are either just job shadowing or they're just doing simple things here. But here at Urgent, everything's different, you know. You walk in, you're just, every day there's a workshop, there's something different you're doing. It's more hands-on, and it gives you a lot of more creative freedom. And I feel like it really represents what the real world is like for us in media arts. We have the control over what we're creating, what content we're creating, and I feel like Urgent really represents that.
With the video projects, my favorite one would have to have been the final project we did, but the PSA that we did, the 30-second one, was actually quite interesting as well, because in the PSA one, I was acting most of the time, so I wasn't really able to take on, you know, the directing or producing role or camera role, like not really how I wanted to. But when it came to the final project, I was an actor and a cameraman, and working behind that camera, seeing my shots come together, it was very nice.
It was fun directing, and then the editing process, it was a long process because there were so many takes, so much videos to watch, but the final product is great.
Our final project, it was a complete whirlwind for us. We were running in every sort of direction, but it was really hands-on.
We have to play a position that our people in our group think we best play. So I would say coming out of our comfort zone.
Thankfully, I had a great team with me. Honestly, I would not have been able to get anything done without my team. They were great, including the producer, and you know all other menial jobs that script supervisor, writer, everybody. Trust me, it was a team effort, and I definitely would have been able to get anything done. But being director, making sure everything's all right, working with the editor to make sure everything's all right, checking the camera, stuff like that. It was a great experience, and I'm glad I got to do it with the group that I did.
My most memorable moment was the workshop when we had creative writing, when we got to express how we feel about ourselves and others through poetry, short stories, and hearing everybody express themselves through the short readings and stuff was my most memorable moment.
I really enjoyed it. I was really scared at first because the poems and the stories she wanted us to write about, which was love, it was very personal to me, and I was, very scared about sharing my pieces with with my coworkers. But when everyone just got together, we all sat and we got together, and we were talking about each other's experiences, reading each other's poems out loud. Then I started getting more comfortable, and I felt like it was a safe space.
Everyone was going to present, which meant that everyone had to express their truth, because I know some people became extremely emotional.
Getting to be able to hear different people's takes and their little stories, or whether it be personal or fiction, it was really interesting because some people really went up there and they put their personal, they really exposed themselves to us, and that's heartwarming and it's touching to and it's also really difficult. I understand that some people, not everybody's gonna be able to do that, and for people to go up there and actually really spill their guts to a room full of strangers, it was really powerful.
We talked about how to create poems, how to deconstruct certain pieces of articles, certain articles of writing, how to write short poems.
I feel like it was good to express our feelings on the topic And everyone who did come up, I can just appreciate their bravery, because a lot of the things that we've heard through the Creative Writing Workshop were very personal and stories that people normally wouldn't share with others.
Shadowing the director for the Florida Film House first take program was interesting. Blahji, he's a pretty cool dude. Really into the whole directing thing. He taught me a couple things. He's more of like a really like hands-on kind of director. He gets in there, he gets his shots, he lets people know what he needs, what he wants. He prepares the actors. He works with his right hand, this prescriptor, and they just get to work. He's like in this mode, this director mode, and be able to see that and like him, like it just kind of like I recognize that I could someday be like that, you know. It's just really cool.
Coincidentally, my job was to shadow the producer of that production, which again helped me know that I really want to be a producer for bigger productions and such. And it was definitely very fast-paced and showing how things in real filmmaking are. So it was a very good learning experience.
The photography project, it's not all about, oh, if you see a pretty flower, take a picture of that pretty flower. It's like, what makes you have to find beauty in something that's just so bland, something so plain. You have to position a certain way, like, oh, look at a rusty nail. Instead of just picturing the dusty nail, take it from the ground up and see the structure. So it's all about perspective.
The photography workshop with Mr. Dion, that was pretty fun because he taught us how to use the camera. And some points where like I didn't know how to use the camera, he taught me how to use it, like how to zoom in correctly, and the clicker speed, like the timing for when you click it and when it actually takes the picture.
And it was a little bit challenging because at first we're like, okay, how do we captivate the essence of it? How do we depict that it's so sad? But with Mr. Dion, luckily he was there and he was like, okay, well, you know, maybe get like an angle and lower the lighting so it seems dimmer and sadder.
Even after we were coming back to the premises, I was taking photos like while we were walking across the street, so much that Mr. Dion and Miss Dana had to tell me, Carl, hurry up, we're gonna be hit by a car. I'm like, oh no, I wanna catch this mural real quick.
So we first came up with a name, Event Capture 305, and then we came up with a logo, and from there we were able to make a website and make everything else that we needed. My role was the vice president in the company, and we made a start screen for the photo booth, and we presented it and we had it set up so that everyone could come up and try it afterwards.
The YEDC Pitch Business Conference, it teaches youth like myself of the opportunity. Instead of just saying, oh, I don't have anybody entering this pitch, you will meet a handful of people that wants to help you. Even if you're not invested, someone will walk up to you and say, even if you didn't win, someone will walk up and say, I think you have a great idea. I think I won some really good recognition. I think that a lot of people saw me, and how me and my sister are twins, we actually stood out. By the way, in the way we performed, we actually performed differently than anyone else. We shook the judge's hand, we passed out flyers, we actually brought something to the table. We brought our plants, and we actually made it seem like we were really, really invested into this project.
So my group and I, which consisted of me, Cece, Aaliyah, and Jamari, we were pretty close at that time. We had just started to kind of like know each other and feel each other's vibes. So originally I wanted to do like a club for kids like under 18 because we can't really do anything in Miami at this age. So that was my idea, and then we kind of said, okay, maybe we should do it like on wheels, but then that's a party bus. So actually Aaliyah, she came up with the idea. I was like, okay, why don't we incorporate food into it?
Ms. Johnson taught us that how we present ourselves, the first few seconds that we walk in a room and present ourselves to somebody, they will have their assumptions of us, so it's up to us to figure out how we want to present ourselves.
Professionally, I feel like everyone needs public speaking, three things we need in life, especially our reading, writing, and speaking. You know, that's just three things we have to hone. But I feel like a lot of people aren't educated that they know how to hone their speaking skills. And Miss Johnson, she really helped with that.
My presentation with Miss Johnson, it was great. She really teach you how to like communicate and have a voice for your own self.
She helped me to come out of my shell and do more with myself, push myself to the limit when it comes to presenting in front of people.
Now I can speak in front of a crowd. Now I did a business pitch in front of like 300 people, 500 people, something like that. And it was amazing. I love Miss Johnson.
Working on a music video with Mr. Dion was interesting as well because you know, he's a really cool dude. He's very like kind of like go with the flow, kind of like really get those shots, get those things, whatever you got to do, get it.
Making the music video was really fun. It was mainly just coming up with a story since we had the music, and so it was pretty easy once I heard the song just to like think of like at least 3 different storylines that could go with it. So I just made those and then I just like talked to everybody else and we all just came up with one story together and made sure that we had everything we needed for it.
Being the director of photography, working that camera, working with Dion, you know, making sure that like, you know, that he's making sure that I'm getting my shots, everything looks good, you know, color's good, everything's good, and it's really cool because he's like, he knows what he's doing, so it was really helpful having him there.
This internship is like no other. It really aids you to be the best you can be and it pushes you. The other internships, I would rather say it's mainly focused on what they want you to do rather than what they know what you can become. The media arts internship shaped me into being a better person for the future, my senior year, by the keyword responsibility, compassion, and without me being in this internship, I would have not known what responsibility was. I would have just slacked off and did what I had to do, and instead of me sitting on a couch on a Saturday morning, I was going to Urgent Ink to film for a festival.
Working with Urgent Ink, I'd say it's an all-around amazing place because it's allowed me to grow and learn and actually break out of my shell. And especially supervisors like Mr. Joey, they've actually hardened me. Like I remember I was like kind of really careless sometimes. I wasn't like kind of like always doing my work, but like he was on top of me. He was like, hey, Martin, do this, Martin, do that, and it kind of like made me have a strong work ethic, I want to say. So Urgent Ink is an all-around great place. It allows you to grow, learn, and Mr. Joey, he just wants us to be like the best person possible in life.
The program is just a way to learn and explore not only the film industry or the media industry, but learn more and explore yourself, to explore what you like.
The best part of the internship was the connections. Like now I actually have connections, like real connections that I could contact if I need something and etc.
Honestly, it brought me out of my comfort zone because I wasn't mostly good with public speaking because I mostly do or just like do something else. So that's what mostly helped me. I also knew how to work better on a camera, even if it's for photography or filming.
It beat my expectations. Like, I just feel like I'm gonna have a decent amount of connections that'll last me the rest of my life after this program ends.
Among all the craziness, whether it's the people or the events we would go to or even the higher ups, I would say overall it's been an opportunity for me to be able to grow and expand my skill set, and it's opened up new doors and new ideas and possibilities that I could go down in the future.
Could you tell me about your experience? What's so funny?
Sorry, I just get every time I'm in the camera, I don't know,
I have to laugh.
Hello, welcome to Starbucks. How can I help you today?
I'm not really sure how to answer that question.
Just like walk us through the whole 8-week program. The Interns program is an 8-week cohort where we learn about workshops.
But that's scripted.
Blah, 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 blah.
That's scripted. I prefer hard stuff.
Batteries, and just be calm down.
Okay. It was very interesting to see someone.
With the skills I learned during this internship, such as like entrepreneurship.
Oh wow!
Oh my god!
Yes, yes, that's
entrepreneurship.
Alright.
Yeah, they work here. Those are the key.
Oh no, that dude's the owner.
And I believe it was Beatrice, pause. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay.
So what was your funniest / memorable moment?
Basically.